Welcome. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Sunday, September 29th. I believe it's the 29th. The 29th. I'm on point today. I usually don't know the days or the dates because I be in my own bubble, you know what I'm saying? But I've been trying to be locked in with the world a little bit more lately, you know what I'm saying? And be available, you know, because they say the best ability is availability, you know what I'm saying? So being available for people, being available for my friends, for my families, families, you're heavy on the S, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, we all connected, we all intertwined, you know, and I have multiple families, you know. That's how I feel in my heart. I feel like everybody's my family, but, you know, everybody look at each other differently. Everybody look at people like, oh, that's a stranger. I don't know this person. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody got trust issues from the past, you know. And that intertwines with the topic for today, right? Letting go, right? Not holding grudges. Why is it so detrimental to hold grudges? What is a grudge, right? Somebody comes into our life. We decide to trust this person. We decide to give this person access to us, access to our life. We confide in this person, right? Let's say this person decides to be disloyal. They decide to tell someone else our own personal business that we decide to share with them, or they decided to do some form of betrayal, right? Something that we wouldn't approve of. And we now have distrust towards this person, right? Not only do we not trust this person the same as we once did, but we now are holding a grudge. Maybe we're not speaking to this person, right? Maybe we look at this person differently, right? Maybe we're starting to point out a bunch of flaws within this person rather than praising them for their presence and for their grace and for their love and for the things they do present to us into this universe, right? Because each person is special. Each person, in my eyes and my perspective, is a superhero, right? We all have superpowers. We all have different abilities and different qualities that make us great and that make up our being, right? So holding a grudge, right? Decide to not speak to this person. Maybe you want to fight back with hurt, you know, because hurt people, you know. Sometimes somebody may hurt us and we decide to be petty and like, okay, they want to tell my business? Okay, bet, I'm going to tell their business. Two wrongs don't make a right, you know? But it feels right at the time because when you're hurt and you're bothered emotionally, you know, and then you start to pour out that same frequency, them same vibrations, that same energy, you know, it feels right because you feel like you're not being taken advantage of. You feel like, okay, someone did to me and I did back to them. Yeah, who they think they messing with? Wrong, you know? You want to be able to recognize, right? Recognize the importance of spreading love always. Recognize the importance of not holding a grudge, right? Because what does a grudge get you? All it gets you is emotional satisfaction. That's it. You know, but the more emotional intelligence you gain and attain, and the more you're growing and evolving emotionally, the more you recognize the importance of not feeding into things, right? The more you recognize the importance of going left and not right, or more so right and not left, because you want to be right and you don't want to get left. You see what I'm saying? Holding grudges can be very detrimental because, you know, it's just low frequency, right? And, you know, somewhere in this video, I'm going to pull up the frequency chart, right? The sixth highest thing on the frequency chart is acceptance, right? Acceptance is the sixth highest emotion, vibration, frequency listed on the frequency chart, right? Acceptance, accepting something. Do you know how difficult it is for some people to accept things, right? A person may be in a relationship, they may be getting cheated on, and their friend may tell them, yo, I seen your partner out with such and such. I'm like, man, you ain't see nothing. You know, being in denial, right? Not moving forward, not progressing, right? That's a lack of acceptance, right? So letting go, not holding a grudge, is a form of acceptance, right? Because you've accepted that something has happened, something has occurred. This person may have been disloyal to you, may have disrespected you, and, you know, may have done something that you disapprove of, right? The importance of not holding a grudge is that you are protecting your energy, protecting your frequency, and you're dishing out the same, right? You're dishing out love. You're spreading love, right? If I'm a person, I get up and I choose to be happy and spread love, and let's say I walk down the street and I see my neighbor and I'm like, hey, neighbor, and the neighbor is mad and they walk by and they don't talk to me and they're miserable. How dare I allow myself to be tricked out of my happiness and then to react with the same amount of misery or even a little bit of amount of misery because I'm happy, right? It's unfortunate that they may not be in a good mood, right? But why should I allow them to throw me off my square just because I'm in the right lane and they're in the wrong one? God bless them, and I'm sorry for whatever they're going through, but I refuse to allow them to push me off my stance and throw me off my square because of me being in a good frequency and good vibration and good feelings, good emotions, and them not, right? How dare I allow myself to get tricked out of my spot? That's how I perceive grudges, right? You're allowing a situation that occurred or a behavior or decision that someone made, you're allowing it to affect you in such a negative way that you're now being less of who you would truly be otherwise if that thing didn't occur, right? So you got to be very decisive, very careful, and very observant to not hold grudges, right? Now we're going to talk about why it is so detrimental to hold grudges and why it's important to let go. The reason it's so important to let go and not hold grudges is because tomorrow is never promised, right? You can be here with a person one day, right? And y'all can be vibing, kicking it, and they do something they shouldn't do. Next thing you know, it's crazy. I slowed up because my pop texted me. Me and my pop, we rebuilding right now. See, this is a perfect example of letting go, right? I used to always perceive my dad as someone who disappointed me, who left me hanging. You know, I used to always say, oh, I got abandonment issues, abandonment tendencies, you know? And lately I've been trying to be mindful and be selective of not saying that so much. And I started recognizing all the things that my dad does do, all the things that he did for me, right? I used to always look at it like, well, if he came to my football games or came to the practice, like the other quarterback that I was competing against, if his father was there supporting him, if my father was there, I would have been starting. I wouldn't have got played. I wouldn't have put all this work in football and not had no playing time. I wouldn't feel so stupid and so goofy, right? But it's like my dad was out making money, right? He was out doing something else that was very productive and very important so that he can provide for us. So we had a good Christmas. So we had a good Thanksgiving. So we had great birthdays, right? So it's like, if it's not one thing, it's another. So it's like, I had to recognize he's only one person, right? And he's still healing. He still has things that are unresolved within him, right? So it's like, how dare I hold grudges against my dad when all he did was spread love. All he did was be there for me during the times I needed him most. I may have perceived it as I needed him to be there for my practices. Maybe that's what God intended, right? Obviously, it's what God intended. Otherwise, it wouldn't have occurred, right? Everything happens for a reason, right? Because if my dad would have been there, football would have went the way I wanted to go. I may be playing college sports, right? Who knows what would have happened? I could have ended up getting injured and been paralyzed for the rest of my life just because of football. Who knows? I could end up with CTE and be lost out my brain, right? Instead, I'm utilizing my brain right now, right? Instead, I started pouring myself into my music, right? Pouring my energy into building myself up, right? I started connecting with other people who felt like they were abandoned or outcasted. And I started helping them, right? In the ways I wish I had helped. But by the grace of God, right? My mom always says I have the gift of long suffering, right? I'm able to go through painful moments, hurt, and deal with the hurt, but heal within and recognize the importance of healing and recognize the importance of acknowledging my hurt so that I can overcome it and then help others. That's what I stand for and that's what I live by, you know? So if everything would have went the way I wanted to go with my father, support me in being there every single time I want him to be there, there are other things that wouldn't have occurred and wouldn't have went well, right? It's something else I'd have been complaining about, right? So it's like, I had to let go. And when I let go, I felt so free. I felt so good. You know, me having my dad in my life is a blessing. You know, right now I have a friend in my life and, you know, she's a single mom, has a few kids, you know, and one of her baby dads is dead and the other baby dad is in jail. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what I look like sitting there talking to her, complaining about my father, right? What I look like complaining about my father when her children don't have a father, right? What I look like, right? So it's like letting go of grudges. I held grudge towards my dad for a long period of time. And when I let go, it felt so good. And as I'm making this video talking about letting go, my dad is texting me. Isn't this beautiful? Isn't this beautiful? I talked to my dad earlier for about an hour. He's in the casino. We FaceTime. He watching the Eagles game. He checking out the woman. Da, da, da. You know what I'm saying? He in good spirits. We in good spirits. It's good vibes. Why? Because I accepted the fact that my dad isn't perfect. None of us are. I accepted the fact that my dad wasn't able to be there for me at the times I wanted him to be there for me, but he was there when I needed him. If you had me and my dad right next to one another, you would be like, you guys are the spin image. Not only physically, but spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Right? Emotionally, we may differ a little bit. I'm a little bit more in tune emotionally, you know, but his emotional intelligence is probably above mine, right? His composure is next level, right? But I'm not here to talk about my father throughout this whole video and throughout this whole conversation, because this is a conversation. Although I'm speaking and you're listening, it's still a conversation, right? Because what is a conversation? What makes up of a conversation? 90% of a conversation is listening, right? So by you listening, you're playing a bigger part of this conversation than I am, right? And I just want to, just spread light on the importance of letting go and not holding grudges, because many people don't have their parents. Many people don't have the things that we have in our lives that we may tend to complain about, right? Recognize that. Gratitude, being grateful, being appreciative, being observant, that's important, right? Holding a grudge doesn't correlate with gratitude, right? A grudge versus gratitude. Which one? Which one do you want? Do you want to hold a grudge and be mad at somebody? Or do you want to hold gratitude and be happy and be full of love? Think about it. It's a no-brainer, you know? It's like, let go. As hard as it may be, let go. Let it go. Leave it in the past and move forward, you know? People who are too stuck in the past are bitter and unhappy. And people who are too stuck on the future are anxious and jittery, right? So it's like, you want to be in the present, right? You want to live in the moment. You want to be happy. You want to be ecstatic. You want to be ecstatic just to exist. You want to be joyful just to be alive and just to have breath in your body. You know what I'm saying? We got limbs and ligaments. I got fingers, right? I can stand up, right? I can sit down on my own accord. Even if you're not able to, even if you're in a wheelchair, you still blessed. You are still a blessing to this universe. You know what I'm saying? So you just want to be appreciative. And remember, a grudge, nonsense. Gratitude, uplifting, right? There's no comparison. Let go of that grudge and increase your gratitude. Be grateful. Be grateful for the people in your life. Be grateful for the opportunity to even make it up with someone, right? And this is the most important thing I want to discuss when it comes to holding a grudge and why it's detrimental. The biggest thing for me when it comes to letting go and holding a grudge, it comes down to life, right? And I'm going to choose to say life and not the opposite, the D word, right? Because one day we all are going to D word, right? But I don't perceive it as we are D wording. I perceive it as T word, transitioning and transcending, right? Into another realm, you know? I'm not always certain how that operates, but my belief system is a little bit different from a lot of other people's, you know? But that's another topic for another day. But what I want to discuss is the importance of not holding a grudge. Let's say you have a friend, right? And y'all hang out every day, y'all vibing. He does something wrong. And now you mad at him, you holding a grudge, you're not talking to him. You mad. You want him to call and apologize. Maybe he wants you to call and apologize. Maybe it's two different perspectives on who's wrong, who did what, who said what. And now let's say in the midst of you holding that grudge, let's say 3 months pass by. Y'all don't speak, but y'all used to speak every day. Y'all used to hang out every day. And knock on wood, let's say one day you wake up and you get that phone call. And what's his name done passed away. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? The time y'all spent not talking, not speaking, was it worth it? What you were mad about, what you were frustrated about, was it worth it? If you ask anybody on this planet that have been through this, that held a grudge against someone, and that someone passed away, or should I say transition into the next realm, if you can ask any person, I can almost, I don't bet and I don't gamble, but I can almost guarantee my life on it that they would, in a heartbeat, bring that person back and apologize and say sorry, even if they were the one that weren't in the wrong, right? Sometimes we get hurt by people and they're the one in the wrong, right? And this is why it's important to let go of pride. Pride is before destruction, right? Another D word, right? Pride is before destruction. It says it in the Bible, right? So it's like, sometimes it's best to maybe apologize even if you're not wrong. If you notice that this person is having a hard time apologizing, but your connection is like this, or was like this, and now it's like this, and you want to bring it back, what do? Do you just wait for this person to apologize? Maybe. You might want to give them a little bit of time, but if you notice too much time is passing, step up to the plate. You know, because I remember my ex taught me this. What is it worth winning the battle just to lose the war, right? In a situation like that, if you're holding a grudge against someone and they end up transitioning and passing away and transitioning to the next realm, and you never got to speak to this person again within this physical realm that we're in, I'm sure you would feel horrible. I'm sure you will regret it. You might have survivor's guilt, right? You might feel as though, I mean, I should have did this. I mean, I could have said that, man. Man, if I had another chance, I would say this. Why God? Why me? Right? We always have a choice. Then we want to scream, why God? Why me? Right? But we had an opportunity to speak to them. We just didn't perceive it as important as it was. Right? So this is why it's important to let go and not hold onto grudges. People hurt us. My perspective, right? Because I'm such a loving person and I have such a pure heart and I have such a big heart, but yet I still do wrong. I perceive things a little differently. How I perceive life in general, I perceive it as people don't understand the magnitude of their actions while they're in the midst of acting. So by me saying that, basically, to simplify it, I believe that, you know, we're all figuring this life thing out, right? This thing called life. We're learning. There's no specific set rule book to life, right? It depends where you were born, who raised you, what they taught you. If you decided to want to adopt their teaching and incorporate it into your life, if you actually embraced it or seen value in it, right? Because somebody could teach you and guide you and teach you all the right things, but I'm gonna figure it out on my own, right? Pride before destruction, like I said, right? So with this thing called life, I believe that it's like to each his own. It's like a free-for-all. Everybody out here trying to figure it out. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on, right? It's like, for me, having such a pure heart and being someone who still may have moments where I see crazy things, where I'm asking people for forgiveness because I said this or did that, and I know I didn't mean to, or I know that I allow my emotions to get the best of me during the moment, and I understand that I've lost many people in my life. Although I'm a quality person, I lost people because of things I said, because they don't understand the power of forgiveness the same way I do, because they may not know how to forgive the same way I do, right? They may not see the value in forgiving me the same way I see the value in forgiving them, right? Because forgiveness is for who? Forgiveness is for you, the person who has been hurt. If you come into my life and my trust is on a 99%, and my health and my frequency and my vibrations on 99%, and after you leave and hurt me, my vibration, my frequency, my happiness is lower, it's now at a 60. It's like I allowed you to come into my life, hurt me, and leave. How dare I move on and now repeat that cycle of pain and hurt someone else because I decided to not heal. I decided to not acknowledge that hurt and pain, right? I decided to not forgive. Forgiveness is for me. If you hurt me, forgiveness is for the both of us, right? Because even if you don't care that you hurt me and you somewhere off in a yacht, on a yacht in Miami, while I'm highly sedated in my mental institution because I'm so bewildered and flabbergasted, and I'm just in cuckoo for cocoa puffs because I done lost my marbles because I allowed the situation to hurt me so much that I'm not the same anymore. It's like, if I allowed you to hurt me like that, forgiveness is for me more so, but it's for both of us, right? Because somebody may come into our lives. Let's say someone comes into my life and hurts me, right? And they actually feel guilty about it, but I'm holding a grudge. Forgiveness is for both of us, because once I forgive them, I guarantee they're going to feel so relieved. They're going to feel so satisfied. They're going to feel so happy. They're going to feel liberated. Like, finally, he let go of that grudge. Finally, he forgave me. Thank you, right? And even if that person doesn't feel guilty, even if a person comes into our life and hurts us and they don't care, forgiveness is for me, because I'm choosing to let go and accept that they didn't understand the weight of their actions as they were acting them out. Someone came into my life and hurt me. Even if a person meant to hurt me, sometimes people don't mean to hurt us the way they actually end up hurting us. Sometimes a female can be talking to me, she may try to get under my skin and say something hurtful, and she may end up upsetting me more than she actually meant to, even though she intended to hurt me. So just imagine what happens when people say and do things, but they don't intend to hurt you, or they don't realize it's going to affect you in that way, right? This is why I'm so understanding and forgiving when it comes to people doing things that end up bothering me, because I've been in a position where I've hurt others and I disappointed others, or I frustrated others with my words and my actions. But I know my heart. I know how pure my heart is. I know how much I care and I consider I am. So for me to understand myself and recognize that within myself, I recognize myself within others as well. You know, so forgiveness is very important. Forgiveness is for oneself, and it's for thyself also. It's for one, it's for two. It's not just for you and not me. It's not for me and not you, right? It's for all of us, right? And even if you forgive somebody and they don't care, right? Who cares, right? Because it's for you. You're progressing, you're moving forward, right? It's important. I'm telling y'all, let it go. If you're holding a grudge against somebody, let it go. I'm telling you, if you're holding a grudge against somebody, let it go. It's not worth it. You know, acceptance is the 6th highest thing on the frequency chart. The 6th highest vibration on the frequency chart. Right? Acceptance. Accepting that you are in a different phase in your life. Accepting that this person did wrong. Accepting that this person failed, but they're not a failure. Having empathy. Putting yourself in someone else's empty shoes. What if this was me on the other end? Would I want someone to forgive me? Or would I want them to hold a grudge against me? Right? We live and we learn. We make decisions. Not every decision is going to have benefits. Many decisions we make may have consequences. Right? We want to keep them to a minimal. Right? But every decision we make in life isn't going to be one that suits us best. So we want people to have grace and understanding with us. So why shouldn't we have that with others? Sometimes we don't look at it like that. Right? Because we're moving so fast and we look at it like, oh, me. This is why empathy is so important, right? This is why narcissism is dangerous, right? Because you're so focused on me, that you don't recognize it's we. Like we speak in French, you feel me? Oui. So just to wrap this video up, you know, I just want to remind everybody, let go. Do not hold on to that grudge, right? People come into our lives, they may hurt us. Forgive that person, right? Also, you may need to teach people, right? Sometimes people don't understand the same things we understand, right? I may have a strong understanding of what and what not to do in this or that situation, and somebody else may not have that same understanding. They may not have been in the same predicaments or had the same people guide and teach them and mentor them. So for me to assume that they know what I know, that's a lack of wisdom on my end, right? What is assuming, right? Assuming will lead you into the pits of hell, figuratively. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you think somebody knows something just because you think and know it. And by you thinking and knowing that they know, you end up being disappointed because you knew that they knew, but you were wrong because you didn't know and they didn't know. Right? Assuming is dangerous, right? So assume that people don't know everything, right? That's what you want to assume. Assume that people shouldn't assume. That part, you feel me? Assume that you may be in a person's life to help and guide and teach them, right? Assume that you may be there to help uplift someone, right? Assume that you shouldn't hold a grudge. Assume that you should let go. Assume that it's Sunday and we should give praise. Assume that we should exude and express self-love every day. Assume positive things, but don't assume things that will lead you down a dark path, right? Because people don't know what we know, right? We are all ignorant to something. We are all lacking knowledge and wisdom in some area. There is no one person who knows and understands everything in this world, right? So when people do things and they upset you, forgive them, right? Understand, have empathy. This world is lacking empathy, right? There's sympathy and there's empathy. Sympathy, you take the S, feeling sorry for someone, right? Take the E out of empathy, empty shoes, putting yourself in someone else's empty shoes, right? How would I like it if I was treated this way? How would I like it if someone felt this way about me or felt that way about me? How would I like it if a person was treat me this way or decide to do this or that to me, right? The difference between sympathy and empathy, recognizing when to utilize it and when not to. Dang, this person's in a messed up predicament. Man, I feel sorry for them. Let me help them out. Dang, this person did this and then that person treated them like that. Dang, that's messed up. That's how you know when to utilize sympathy and when to utilize empathy, right? That's a whole nother topic. Man, I'm dropping gems and jewels on y'all like it's layups, man. Kyrie, no, who nice with the layups? Steph or Kyrie? I'm like behind the back. Steph, high off the glass. You feel me? Don't get it twisted. I might go high off the glass with Steph, or I might go underneath with Kyrie. Which one? But either way, it's a layup. You heard? It's a bucket of two. You heard? So, like I said, let it go, right? You want to raise your vibrations, right? You want to feel good. You want to be happy. That's why I mentioned the frequency chart, and I will insert the frequency chart on here so you can see the other frequencies and vibrations, and you can just see the list, and you can see where it is that you want to be and where it is that you are, right? Because, you know, there are low vibrations and there are higher vibrations. You want to try to incorporate higher vibrations in your life as much as possible so you can be as happy as can be and you can live the most fulfilling and abundant and prosperous life as possible, right? Who wants to be miserable? Who wants to be unhappy? Why would you want to hold a grudge? There's nothing beautiful about a grudge at all. The only thing it does is temporary fulfillment. It fulfills you temporarily because someone hurt you, so you want to hold on to the hurt and hurt them back. Essentially, it's like it's petty. It's beneath us. If you consider yourself somebody that's a quality person, somebody that wants and spreads love, wants to, needs to, and decides to spread love, and you choose to be a decent person in this universe, let go of that grudge. Decide today that I will not hold grudges ever again. What is a grudge? What does it bring me? It's like you feeling sorry for yourself, to be honest, because you got hurt. You feeling sorry for yourself, but you're dressing it up as if you're mad at somebody else. No, but you're really feeling sorry for yourself. That's all a grudge is. But like I said, man, today is a beautiful day. I'm blessed to be alive. I'm blessed to be sitting here in front of you all, sharing this message. And like I said, it's coming from X, Reese X to be exact. You know what I'm saying? Basil, if you know me personally. But man, let go and stop holding grudges.
But knowing me and know how I'm forgiving and not trying to be bitter. Might throw bro some chicken for all the time that we invested. Just might throw bro a hoe or something, never know it's something. Throwing my ollie you, throwing my ollie you. Niggas be too selfish, that's not cool. What the? Hold on, come on, fuck. We was supposed to be better together, what you got something to prove? Worry too much about my leverage, nigga, I was trying to share the food. Too cool, for school, you a fool. How you jealous how I move when I try to share everything I knew? Damn. I'm not gonna lie, that shit broke me. How you close the door in my face, nigga, I left everything out in the open. How you hating on me for hoping for better for you, we was broken. Is you dumb, nigga, I chose to spread love, but I'm the one chosen. How you hating on me, you know that, nigga, I'm true. How you hating on me, choosing you to love, nigga, I'm true. How you hating on me? Is you dumb, nigga, I'm the Is you dumb, nigga, I chose you, and I'm the one. Is you dumb, oh my God, I'm about to talk this shit. Is you dumb, nigga, I chose you, is you dumb, nigga, I chose you, Is you dumb, nigga, I chose to spread love, but I'm the one chosen. Man, this shit really ain't no fun, I feel like a piece of me was stolen. I was genuine with my attention, nigga, it was you that wasn't full. But everything I do is genuine, once my man, you should know this. Niggas be too threatened by my greatness. Niggas just gonna be niggas, but I can't take it. Niggas gonna be mad as shit when they see me get to replace him. Niggas gonna be mad as shit when they see me on TV famous.